10 most unbelievable things found underwater. Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, we will talk about 10 most unbelievable things found underwater. However, before we start our countdown, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. So let's get started. People fear the ocean, and with good reason. We know little of what lies beneath the waves. Ironically, some discoveries, instead of calming us with knowledge, actually adds more to the terror. Today, we're going to be looking at 10 terrifying discoveries made in the deep ocean measure. Number 10, the islands of Gondwana. Earth once had a supercontinent called Gondwana. During an international effort to map the Perth Abyssal Plain in the Indian Ocean, scientists located two submerged islands, 1 mile below the surface, almost as big as Tasmania. They were the microcontinents that connected India and Australia. Before, the two divorced researchers only became aware that they were microcontinents beneath them when the common basal rocks they were expecting to find turned out to be continental stones with fossils. The Ghana pieces that once glued continents together became islands. India and Australia can coast move further apart. When fully studied, these microcontinents will change established beliefs about how plate tectonics broke apart the pieces that became India, Australia, and Antarctica. Number 9. The Raal Kraken. The Kraken is a terrifying creature of legend that sailors in the past greatly feared, and rightfully so according to old stories. Sailors, like with all legends, this has a basis of truth around it, and the creature behind the legend, although hasn't sunk in any ship yet, still has the potential to do so. Experts all agree that the Kraken of legend stem from two massive animals of the deep, the giant squid and the colossal squid. Both animals are absolutely massive, with some specimens measured at an outstanding 45, and easily big enough to capsize a small boat if they felt like it. The thing is, scientists think they can still grow bigger, much bigger, as these magnificent animals are deep-seated dwellers. Number 8. The remnants of a dead star. A long time ago, when a galaxy far away, a star exploded in pieces, ended up in the Pacific Ocean. It wasn't just an old twinkle that went poof, but rather a cotter. Type 2 supernova mammoth stars that go supernova eject iron-60. During their violent deaths, German researchers were drilling in the Pacific when they found the element with an interesting twist. The iron-60 arrived 2.7 million years ago and rained down over the course of 800,000 years. The bacteria, which have magnetic crystals inside of them, apparently snack on the stellar iron. Their fossilized remains still contain the iron-60, which is too young for Earth. And that is how researchers. Number 7. Prehistoric sharks. Sharks have always been classified as primitive animals that have been designed by nature so efficiently that they haven't felt the need to change much in millions of years. But sharks, who are already terrifying today, looked much different, more alien-like than they are today. And believe it or not, such a primitive shark still exists in the bottom of the deepest oceans. We've talked about it before, but meet them again. Meet the goblin shark. Almost everything about the goblin shark reflects the harshness of the dark underworld. It calls home with nutrients so hard to come by in the deep sea energy savings and min cutbacks in the beauty department. Your muscles are flabby, its skeleton is mushy, and its skin is nothing more than a thin, transparent sheath. Number 6. The deep sea Stonehenge. Stonehenge lies at the bottom of Lake Michigan. The monolith's origins are unknown, but they are thought to be thousands old. The site was uncovered by Mark Hawley, a professor of underwater archaeology at Northwestern Michigan University College, and his colleague Brian Abbott in 2007. But the discovery has thrown up more questions than answers over the years. The plot thickened when a carving of AASA on a Dim's relative of the elephants that's been extinct for over 10,000 years was discovered on one of the pillars, suggesting its origins could stretch all the way back to the last ice. Number 5. The frilled shark. The frilled shark is a strange, story-looking shark that lives in the open ocean and spends much of its time in deep, dark waters far below the sea surface. Its long, cylindrical body reaches legs of nearly 7 feet, and its fins are placed far back on the body. It gets its name from the frilly appearance of its gill slits. Frilled sharks are only very rarely encountered in the wild, so little is known about their ecology. The limited information that scientists do have is based on dissection of individuals captured in deep-sea net fisheries, as well as the observation of the occasional live individual in captivity. Number 4. The locomotive graveyard. when Paul Helper, the captain of the charter boat Venture 3, was mapping out the ocean floor off the coast of New Jersey in 1985. He made a bizarre discovery: sat perfectly upright on the seabed, around 90 feet down, were two rare loco. Subsequent dives revealed the trains to be Planet Class 222T models, some of the oldest steam trains ever built in the United States. Now they ended up at the bottom of the sea is anybody's guess. Really, more than 20 dives and countless hours of research have been invested in the so-called New Jersey deep sea train graveyard. Number 3, the sarcastic fringe head. Many people haven't heard of the sarcastic fringe head located out the Pacific coast of North America. These fish are usually less than 10 inches long, and at first glance, they are not much to look at. But don't be too quick to judge. These guys are fascinating. Once they actually open up, other fish tend to avoid them and not because they only respond sarcastically all the time. The defining personality traits of these fish is that they are aggressively territorial. They fight up anything that comes too close, no matter the size of the intruder. They have sharp needle-like teeth that they can use to attack their targets, and they don't tend to back down from a fight. Many divers have reported being harassed by a grumpy fringe head after getting too close to its home. Number 2, the giant mutant wolffish. When images of a mutant wolffish caught off the coast of Japan and started making the rounds this week, panic in. But much like a fictional Godzilla, this fish is actually nothing to be worried about. For starters, it's not as big as it looks. Remember last year's giant manti shrimp? Just like in that photo, what you're seeing here is the result of forced perspective. By bringing the fish closer to the camera lens, fisherman Hiroshi Osaka is creating an optical illusion. This is the same reason trees appear to grow out of subjects' heads and family photos and photo bag and look so small in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. Number 1, entire cities underwater. Atlantis isn't the only forgotten civilization buried many leagues under the sea. The remains of at least a dozen lost cities rest eerily at the bottom of the ocean, near places like Greece, Japan, and India. The sunken palace of Gilpan is one of the most favored underwater remnants of the ancient world. It was cast into the sea when an earthquake and a tsunami hit Alexandria, Egypt more than 1400 years ago, and one of the most and shockingly intact submerged civilizations. By Shai-Chank, also called a lion city at the bottom of China's Qindu Lake. However, this one isn't ancient. In fact, it was purposely flooded in 1959 to make room for a dam and an adjoining hydroelectric station. So this was our today's video. I hope you all liked this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel. And also share it with your friends and family. We will be back soon with a new video. Till then, keep supporting and take care.